Hello, hello. It is Coach Crystal, and I am here with another quick episode on the Playful Life. Today, I want to talk about this concept of leadership, really, and I'm going to speak about it as being the captain of your own ship.
Welcome to the Playful Life podcast. I'm your host, Crystal. Growing up, I struggled with my weight, self-confidence, and body image, and like many in my teens, I developed an eating disorder. I battled codependent behavior, and it all affected my mental health. As the years went by, I learned and grew in healing, and I found serenity, really in empowering others to let go of their pasts and to embrace their own leadership in their health and well-being. Now it is my mission as a coach, author, speaker, and podcast host to inspire and empower you to live your best, most playful life. On this podcast, you will hear from our guests about their personal struggles and breakthroughs in their health, careers, and relationships. You'll also receive tips, knowledge, and inspiration to tackle your own health goals and start living the dreams on your heart. Ready? Let's play.
I've had this conversation many times with my clients, and I was actually reminded of this when earlier this week I was on a boat. I just really need to talk about this on my podcast. We had a captain on our boat. His name was Captain Ed. This idea of leadership in our lives really keeps coming up for me over and over again. And I recorded a conversation earlier today with an interview on my podcast, and we kept circling back to this idea as well. I want to just take a moment, especially for those of us who are in a marriage or a relationship, or perhaps even have families that we contend with, small children or teenage children, and having a health and wellness structure and routine during our day can often feel a little thrown off based on what other people are doing. For example, summertime can be a really challenging time for parents who are having some sort of shift in their health and wellness routine. I have worked with several clients that, during the school year, it's a little bit easier. Kids are going to school, they have more of a schedule. And so parents are like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym from this time to this time because my kids are going to be, leaving for school, or maybe they just know like a little bit better the structure of their day and how they're going to fit in meal prep, exercise, journaling, bedtime routines, all those things when there's a little bit more built-in structure in the school year. When summer rolls around, kids, and I was like this as a teenager, and I'm sure a lot of even young adult children are this way, but they just tend to want to sleep in and have their freedom during the summer. And that can often put a wrench in the schedule that parents have for their day. In talking and having these conversations with people, I realized that it really is like being the captain of the ship and taking leadership not only in your own life, your health and wellness journey, but also sort of being the captain of the ship in your household. I like to think of this analogy of like every morning, you're the captain, you put on your captain's hat and you say, okay, like the ship needs to leave at a certain time, or, in the sense like these certain things need to happen during the day. And whether that's, getting out and going to the gym, or, having sort of these things set out in your schedule for the day, and just saying like, hey, this is when my ship is leaving, and you guys can be on the ship or you can stay on the shore. Knowing and communicating that, hey, being on my ship is going to allow you to do this, this, and this today. And we're going to have this adventure. And we may stop off at this dock and, go do this thing and have this experience. But, oftentimes I think, especially with either a spouse or a partner or having these slightly older children, we really want to communicate like, hey, I've got this exciting day planned, or, here's all the things that I want to accomplish in my life, my health, my wellness. And we try to bring people along. And I know that there's definitely a sense of wanting to have that community, wanting to share those experiences with your family, with your spouse, with your partner, with your friends. And, sometimes they just can't see where you're going. Sometimes people just can't see maybe the fun that's on the other side of the challenge of getting up a little bit earlier, or getting out of the house with you, or, coming on board to do these things. While it is great to preserve those relationships and invite people along, sometimes you just gotta go and do the thing. Sometimes you just gotta say, okay, I'm the captain, this is my ship, I am leaving the dock, okay? So if you guys are on the boat, that's great. If not, too bad for you. The ship will come back and it'll dock at home tomorrow, and you'll have the opportunity to get on the ship then. Again, letting people have those choices and letting other people in your life take leadership for what they're trying to do. And I think just understanding and having an open communication about those things can be really important. If there is something you are struggling to do, a routine that you are struggling to implement in your life, or something that you are trying to change, I just encourage you to do the thing. And a lot of times it's setting an example and leading by that example that gets people to follow you and join the journey. This can be so difficult, I know. So I want to encourage you, if you are in this position where you're like, hey, I really want to make these lifestyle changes and do these different things, but you're not getting the support from your spouse, your partner, your friends, your family, your children, whatever it is, hire a coach. Get somebody to give you that accountability and share in those wins and share in that experience, or find a friend, somebody, a community of people, whether it's people at the gym that you go to, or maybe a person at work that can be like an accountability partner, so that they are kind of checking in on you and you checking in on them, like at lunchtime with, eating healthy or making better decisions for yourself. Whatever it is, I encourage you to, while you're taking leadership and doing the thing, find people maybe outside of your initial circle of influence, your initial family unit, or even, if your spouse isn't directly on board, maybe just finding a friend, a coach, a mentor, even an online community that can support you in those changes that you're making. If that is something that intrigues you, and even having an online community would be helpful for you, I encourage you to reach out to me, join the Krystalized community online. We have a very active Facebook group where people are posting and encouraging each other, sharing fun ideas, and it's people from all over the country. So it doesn't matter if it's somebody that necessarily physically goes along with you on these journeys in your health and wellness, but they are figuratively and, virtually present for you in that support. I commend you today for taking leadership in your health, for even tuning in to a podcast like this and just finding a little bit of inspiration to keep going on your health and wellness journey, whether that is gaining better mental health, spiritual health, or of course, physical health. So I will see you next time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay playful.
Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. If someone you love would benefit from this message, please, please share this podcast with them. And if you want more out of your life, not just surviving every day, but you want to truly thrive, visit me at krystalizedhealthadvisors.com or on Facebook to schedule your free dream strategy call with me today. Do not hesitate any longer. Life is short, and I want you to truly live the playful life. I will see you next time, and as always, stay playful.